In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know to travel to Lisbon, the most complete video you'll watch today about this destination with the best tips. So let's get started. Lisbon is the capital of Portugal and one of the most vibrant and fascinating cities in Europe. It's a city of light, history, fado music, tiles, and spectacular gastronomy. But it's also a city of 7 hills, full of steep slopes, so be prepared to walk and to fall in love. Let's start with the main attractions, the places you can't miss. The number one attraction, and perhaps the most iconic, is the Belém Tower. It is the ultimate symbol of the Age of Discovery. It was built in the 16th century, right at the mouth of the Tagus River, to be a fortress and the starting point for explorers. The architecture, called manueline, is beautiful and full of detail. The golden tip is to go early in the morning, as soon as it opens, to avoid the crowds. The visit inside is interesting, but small. The ticket costs €6. To get there, you need to go to the Belém district. The best way is to take tram 15, which is the modern tram, from Praça da Figueira or Praça do Comércio. The journey takes about 25 minutes. Right there in Belém, a few minutes walk from the tower, is the second attraction, the Jerónimos Monastery. This is, in our opinion, the most impressive building in Lisbon. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a masterpiece of architecture. It's where the tombs of Vasco da Gama and Luís de Camões are. Entry to the main church is free, but the line is usually huge. The paid visit, which is the one we recommend, is for the cloister of the monastery. It's a 2-story inner courtyard, all carved in stone. That is breathtaking. The ticket costs €10, and it is essential to buy it online in advance to avoid the gigantic line. The third attraction is São Jorge Castle, St. George's Castle. It sits on top of the highest hill in Lisbon, in the Alfama district. It was a Moorish castle and later the home of the kings of Portugal. The main attraction isn't the castle itself, but the view. From the top of its walls, you have the best panoramic 360-degree view of the entire city, the Tagus River, and the 25th of April Bridge. The ticket costs €15. To get there, you can walk up through the labyrinth of Alfama, which is a delight, or take the famous Tram 28. And speaking of it, the fourth attraction is Tram 28 itself. This is the famous yellow tram that runs through the narrowest and steepest streets of Lisbon, including the Alfama and Graça neighborhoods. It's a tourist attraction in itself. The golden tip is, don't catch it in the middle of the route. It will be packed. Go to the starting point at Praça Martim Moniz and get in line there very early, before 9 a.m. That way, you can get a window seat. A single ticket, bought on board, costs a pricey €3. But the ride is included for free if you have the daily transport pass. Watch your belongings, as it's famous for pickpockets. The fifth attraction is the heart of the downtown area, Praça do Comércio. It's the most beautiful and important square in Lisbon, surrounded by yellow buildings and facing the Tagus River. It's the perfect place to feel the scale of the city. Be sure to go up the Rua Augusta Arch. The ticket costs €3, and the view from the top, looking at the square on one side and Rua Augusta on the other, is spectacular. Finally, the attraction for food lovers, the Time Out Market Lisboa, also known as Mercado da Ribeira. It's located near the Cais do Sodré station. It's a giant modern food hall with dozens of kiosks serving versions of dishes from Portugal's most famous chefs. It's the perfect place to try a little bit of everything, from seafood to gourmet sandwiches. The downside is that it gets very crowded, especially at lunch and dinner, and it can be hard to find a seat. Entry is free, and a dish costs an average of €12 to €20. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots like Jerónimos Monastery, São Jorge Castle, and the palaces in Sintra often sell out days before. You can't visit Lisbon and Sintra without reservations. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the description to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Skip the line tickets for Jerónimos Monastery, timed entry for Belém Tower, the ticket for São Jorge Castle, and the essential tickets for Pina Palace in Sintra, all at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. And they have free tours that are great, like walking tours of Alfama. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips, and that have everything much cheaper. International travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator, and the global account, to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. When is the best time to visit Lisbon? In our opinion, the best times are spring, from April to June, and fall, in September and October. The temperatures are mild, perfect for walking the hills, and the city is beautiful. In June, the city is buzzing with the Santo Antonio festivals, with grilled sardines and parties in the neighborhoods. We strongly recommend avoiding July and August. It's summer, the high season. It gets unbearably hot, with temperatures over 35 degrees Celsius, and the city is packed. Winter, from November to March, is a good time for those looking to save money. It's less crowded and cheaper, but it is cold and rainy. And how many days to stay in Lisbon? It's a city with a lot to see, and many day trips. To see the bare basics, we recommend a minimum of 4 full days. But if you want to take the mandatory day trips to Sintra and Cascais, which we'll detail in the Combine Your Trip section, the ideal is to set aside 7 days in total, 5 days for Lisbon and 2 days for the day trips. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. Lisbon is large, and hotel location is key. The most practical and central area is Baixa and Chiado. Baixa is the flat part of the city, between the Rocio and Comercio squares. Chiado is the elegant neighborhood next to it, full of shops and cafes. The advantage is that you're in the center of everything, near the metro and the train stations for Sintra and Cascais. The disadvantage is that it's the most touristy area. For those seeking historic charm, Alfama is the place. It's the oldest neighborhood, with labyrinthine streets and fado houses. The advantage is the authentic atmosphere. The disadvantage is the steep hills, and it's difficult to reach with luggage by car. For those seeking nightlife, Barro Alto is the party center. The advantage is being in the middle of the bars. The disadvantage is that it's impossible to sleep before 3 a.m. due to the extreme street noise. For luxury and shopping, Avenida da Liberdade is where the 5-star hotels and designer stores are. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region. If you stay in the Baixa or Chiado area, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code on the screen and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location, at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. There's one that is very cheap and super well located in Baixa, and another that's a bit nicer in Chiado. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The earlier you book your hotel, the less you will pay. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price. And if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around Lisbon. The main answer is on foot. Be prepared, as Lisbon is the city of 7 hills. You will walk up and down a lot. The second way is public transport, which is excellent. The best way to use it is to buy the Viva Viagem card. It's a rechargeable card that costs 50 €. You can load it with zapping credit, which is pay as you go, or buy the 24-hour pass, which costs about €6.60 and gives you unlimited travel on the metro, buses, and trams for 1 day. It's a great value. The metro is clean, efficient, and takes you from the airport to the center. The trams, Elétricos, are the soul of the city. Tram 28 is the touristy yellow one. Tram 15 is the modern one that takes you to Belém. And Uber or Bolt in Lisbon, they work incredibly well and are very cheap. A ride across the center often costs only 3 or 4 euros. For a group of 2 or more, it's sometimes cheaper than the metro. And a car? Do not rent a car in Lisbon, ever. The traffic is chaotic. The streets in Alfama are impossible. Parking is a nightmare. And the center is a low-emission zone, ZER. You will not use the car. Mandatory documentation for travelers. To enter Portugal, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, your valid passport. And second, travel insurance. Travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty. With a minimum coverage of €30,000, they can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization called ETIAS will also be mandatory, so check on that before you travel. Let's talk shopping. Lisbon is great for shopping. Avenida da Liberdade is where the luxury stores are. The Chiado district is full of local boutiques and bookstores, like the famous Livraria Bertrand. Rua Augusta, in Baixa, is for popular brands like Zara and H&M. For those looking for outlets, the Freeport Lisboa fashion outlet is one of the largest in Europe. It's across the bridge in Alcochete. For authentic buys, visit Feira de Ladra, Lisbon's flea market, in Alfama. It happens on Tuesdays and Saturdays. And be sure to buy canned sardines at the Conserveira de Lisboa shop. And the tax-free tip applies. The tax in Portugal, VAT, is 23%. You can request a refund on purchases over 50 euros. Ask for the form in the store and validate it at the airport before checking your bags. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Our mission is to help you travel more and better around the world. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. Speaking of gastronomy, Portuguese food is one of the best in the world and very affordable. You have to try the codfish dishes: bacalhau à brás, shredded cod with eggs and potatoes; bacalhau com natas, cod with cream. If you go in the summer, especially in June, eat the grilled sardines. Try the polvo a lagareiro, which is roasted octopus in olive oil, and the most famous local sandwich, the bifana, a bun with stewed pork, and of course the pastries. The pastel de nata, custard tart, is king. Try the original at Pastel de Belém, but also try the one from Mantegaria, which in our opinion is the best. For restaurant suggestions, for the best seafood experience, go to Cervejaria Ramiro. It's super famous. Be prepared for lines, but the tiger prawns and clams are the best. For a modern experience, the Time Out Market Lisboa is a luxury food hall with the best chefs. Dishes cost 10 to 20 euros. And for the best bifana, go to As Bifanas do Afonso, near da Figueira. You eat standing at the counter. It costs about 3 euros and is delicious. And how much does it cost to eat in Lisbon? It's paradise. It's the cheapest capital city in Western Europe. A full Big Mac combo costs about 7 euros. A beer, which they call an imperial, costs 1 euro and 50 cents. A coffee, which they call a bica, costs 80 cents. The golden tip is to look for the prato do dia, dish of the day, at lunchtime. For 10 to 15 euros, you get a starter, main course, drink, dessert, and coffee. It's an unbeatable value. A full dinner at a mid-range restaurant will be around 30 to 40 euros per person. And the tip? Service is not included. It's not mandatory, but it's very kind and expected to leave about 10%. What about nightlife? The night in Lisbon is super lively and starts late. The action starts in the bars of Bairro Alto, where people drink in the streets. After midnight, everyone goes down to Pink Street, in Cais de Sodré, where the clubs are. For a calm cultural night, go listen to Fado in Alfama. Traveling with kids? Lisbon is fantastic for children. The #1 attraction for them is the Lisbon Oceanarium in Parque das Nações. It's considered one of the best in the world. The ticket costs 25 euros. They also love São Jorge Castle, the Lisbon Zoo, and riding tram 28. And of course, eating custard tarts every day. Combining your trip, Lisbon is the perfect base. The 2 mandatory day trips are Sintra and Cascais. For Sintra, you take the 40-minute train from Rocio station. For Cascais, you take the 40-minute train from Cais do Sodré station. If you have more time, you can take the Alpha Pendular high-speed train from Santa Apollonia station and be in Porto in 3 hours and 15 minutes. Or take a train or drive 3 hours south to the Algarve beaches. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel to always travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a great trip.